Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Hope you're having a fantastic day. I see that we have now entered another week of isolation, or well, a continuing weeks of isolation, I guess, at this point. So it's something that we're just going to have to get comfortable with. As the restrictions become more and more stringent, we have less freedoms and less ability to roam around, which is, not the worst thing in the world, just definitely not the most fun thing in the world, especially since we're a society that's so used to free travel. I mean, in this modern day and age, even countries like China and Russia really allow a lot of free tourist travel, and tourist visas are issued by their countries for us to come and visit. So I can understand where this all of a sudden out of nowhere blue kind of restriction comes into play, where you can't go anywhere, not even with visas or the proper papers or making arrangements. It's just not allowed, and it's something we are really not used to and comfortable with. Like I said in some of the other videos, it's so interesting that we're always looking for time off to rest and be at home and hang out with the people we love and our friends. But now that we're forced to be home and hang out with our loved ones, doesn't seem like everybody's so thrilled with that. I've actually started hearing people say that they miss work and would rather be at work than under this social isolation, whatever you would like to call it. I've heard so many terms now, I'm starting to confuse myself. But you know what I mean, being stuck in the house. All of a sudden, we ain't too thrilled with that. Any other time, we'd kill to have weeks off, 14 days to be at home. So we thought, huh? But live and learn. Like I used to always tell my kids, be careful what you ask for, because when you get it, it may not be what you want. Anywho, remember that? That used to be a real favorite term of mine. Anywho, maybe we'll bring it back for the summer. That's one of my summer langs. Today I thought we'd continue with things that we can do while we're under isolation. Now, I went over some fun things that you can do outside. Today I'm going to go over some semi-fun things to not fun things that you can do inside, because I know not everybody is exactly the outdoorsy type. So, I thought I'd start off today with one of the things that we here in America absolutely hate and say we never have time for. No excuse this year. They've actually even extended the date you have until deliver it to them. That used to be April 15th. Oh, that's a clue. If you're an American, you know exactly what I'm talking about now, right? Well, if you didn't know, our government has graciously decided to give you until July. I'm not quite sure which day in July. I believe they're shooting for the 30th. But anyway, it's taxes. Yes. If you're not an American and you're not familiar with our system, even though we pay income tax and sales tax and duty taxes all the time, every day, once a year, our government, like many others, I know the French do it and the Germans do it, and I believe the Russians do it as well. Correct me if I'm wrong, put it in those comments down below. Does your country, on top of a flat tax, also charge you an annual income tax? Yes. This is the time of year that all Americans that work and produce have to pay their income tax. Ye would think that you pay taxes every week when you work, that's it. Well, that's your contribution is what we call it. Now is the time of year that we go online or we get the hard copy paper version and we actually fill out our taxes. We count our pennies, see how much we made, and let the government rob just a little more from us. Or a lot in my case. My taxes and reenies are done. We took a butt whooping and paid even on top of what we withheld, which was thousands to begin with. Sad to say it, but you gotta pay it. Oh, that rhymes. Sad to say it, but you gotta pay it. Because the consequences are cling, cling, locked away. So, there's the first thing to all my American friends. Do your taxes. You have the time to look for your maximum deductions. Use it to your advantage. All right? Doing our taxes. Oh, see, there are things worse than the Wuhan virus, my friends. Let's see what else we can get done while we have this free time here in the house. Taxes are not my favorite, but it's gotta happen. Let's see. Get your refund status. I don't know what that is anymore. Are you the proud owner of one of these? We're going to discuss this next. It probably just showed up in your mail if you're an United States American citizen, and you need to take this very serious. All right. Next up again, for all my American friends. Every 10 years in our country, much like many others, I'm not quite sure what the time frame is in your country, we do what we call the census. The census is a fancy name for counting everyone and everything in your country. You see, your government would like to know how many people are there. Your cities and states would like to know how many people live in your residence so they can apply for more federal aid and money or governmental funds depending on what country you're from. So every 10 years we're tasked with answering the U.S. Census. Now this year it's online. I think it was not online last time, or it was online last time in a limited way, but it's all out online this time. Like you saw at the opening, you do get one of these bad boys in the mail. Comes to every house. So this way, it doesn't even come with your name, it just comes with your address on it. But we also have a wonderful, cost my country multi-millions of dollar website now, where you can just log on and do it on your phone or on your home computer. It's quick, it's easy, says it takes about 10 minutes to do, totally private, helps your school and your community get new roads and books and buildings, and it determines how many seats you'll have to represent you in Congress. Seats are the number of people that your community sends to your government's Congress, Parliament, House of Representatives, whatever you may call it. So, quite the important thing to get done, right? So, that's number 2 on our list of things to get done while we're home under self-quarantine. It's a fun time to play with the census. Get it all done, get your information in there. What happens is if you do not get this done in a timely manner, sometime around August or September, they will begin to deploy people to knock on doors and come to addresses that they have not received the information back from. I don't know about you, but I don't like strangers rolling up on my doorstep. It can make for a very dangerous situation. So I think I'm going to take a few minutes right now, I guess about 10 minutes, and get this done, because Rini got that thing in the mail, I don't know, a week ago. Hasn't moved from its spot. I'm guessing she ain't doing it, so I'll be the good American I am and do my census. So, number 2 on our list, take the time, do your census. It counts. You like that, it counts, right? I love a good pun, even if that wasn't one. Let's see what else we can do while we're here at the house.
1 hour later.
Dear partner in programming, I am reaching out to you today. Oh, hello there. Yep, this is another thing that you can possibly do when you have some free time. If you are a YouTuber, then this is an excellent time to draft yourself some letters and reach out to prospective investors in your channel, sponsors that you may like, affiliate partnership links that you could want to get to help promote your channel and make some money. I mean, if you're just sitting home right now and you're like many of the people I see online crying that you're just bored to death because you have nothing to do and there's nothing open, you have this isolation imposed on you. Well, it's actually a very good time to start reaching out to potential sponsors to your channel. They don't have anything to do right now except read emails and letters. You have nothing better to do right now, according to yourself, than to reach out to them and draft the perfect pitch line, I would take advantage of all this free time and use it to the best of your ability. And if you're not a person who needs to reach out to sponsors or are looking for affiliates, well, you know, when was the last time you wrote a handwritten letter to someone you really like, or someone you haven't heard from in a long time? A family relative, an old friend, perhaps a schoolmate that you haven't seen since the last class reunion. I would use this time to sharpen my writing skills, reconnect with old friends and colleagues. And, you know, it takes a little more time than just sitting down and pounding out an email. It's a lot more personal. I think it just means so much more, especially if you're writing to somebody that's family or a close friend. You know, cards and things like that we tend to throw away. But I'll be honest with you, every handwritten letter I've ever received from a family member or one of my children or a colleague, I've kept. And I've actually framed many of the handwritten material, like letters I've received from my children. And I go back and look at it now, and it's really heartwarming, and it shows me on another level how much they care about me and took the time to actually, you know, sit down and write something personally when they could just sit there and pound it out on the keyboard and be done. So that's another thing you can do right now with all this free time. Sharpen up your old writing skills, because, you know, it's the apocalypse and the world's coming to an end. So this digital age may not be available to you much longer. So good to get back to the old quill and parchment and connect with some old friends the old-fashioned way. This is for a pitch for a sponsor that's been courting me. Let's see if he wants to meet our terms. I would like all creative freedom over everything we do. Oh yeah, I like the way this is coming out. This is going to be really good. B, compensation in the form of money. So much in pursuant to an addendum A will cover. There's a lot to get to. I'll get back to you guys. Oh yeah, I want that too. Oh, that's good. That is really good. So another thing that I think would be very good during this time of isolation is to start a journal. See, I've always kept a journal. I got this lovely one from my daughter for Christmas. It is just amazing. And I got this fountain pen from my son, so it goes together very well. Both Christmas presents that I really do appreciate and enjoy a lot. This book is my book of wonderful ideas, my book of wonderment. Every time I have any type of inspiration or like right now I'm going over ideas for night out when the quarantine ends. I have quite a few places I really want to share with you guys. And I want to make sure I don't forget about them, because you get so many ideas that keep popping into your head all the time if you're creative that you tend to start to lose track of them. So I had been keeping a journal in just a raw old loose leaf book, and then my daughter upgraded me to this sweet leather personal binder with both writing pages and pages for drawing and sheets for note taking and doodles. It has all kinds of different sections. And what I do is every once in a while, especially right now that I have some free time, I'm trying to really relax in between work, because work is over the top. I do work in the healthcare industry, and this is, all hands on deck. But what I do always is I like to write down any ideas I may have, put them in this journal, and then revisit them later. And sometimes I look at it and go, oh man, what were you thinking? Good thing you didn't tape that. And other times, like now, I go back and go, okay, I actually can build on that idea move forward with it in the next 2 or 3 weeks, 2 or 3 days. Line it up for my next video next month. The weather will be more conducive. The background will look better. But this is a good time to maybe start getting into that practice, to begin to keep a journal, even if it's about what's going on currently. It helps you get your feelings out, which is good. It helps you organize your thoughts, which is most excellent. But it keeps you from forgetting quality ideas you may have come up with and then become so involved with life that you forget about. And then you truly hate yourself for not following through on them, because later on you remember, and maybe now it's winter and you need to do that in the summer. So get yourself a journal. Maybe not as cool as this. I mean, you know, this is me. But something, just a little something to put your thoughts in really would make a difference. But I have one more idea for you. Think you're going to enjoy it. Something that you can do while you're at home. Doesn't take a lot of effort. Let's check that out. Man, somewhere, man. Just let it go here. Maybe it does. Wow. You know how many times I've cleaned up this area to make it into a studio? Every time I empty out this particular piece of real estate, Rini fills it up with boxes, vacuum cleaning equipment, old coolers that you've been told to throw away. I mean, the only thing that belongs here is this box that is filled with, oh man, some cool knickknacks and digital cameras of the days gone by. You probably ain't seen one like this ever. I have quite a collection of cameras. This was the Argus. Was one of the first digital cameras ever made. I think it's 1 megapixel. It is awesome. Takes very grainy looking photos, unless you're right up on top of the subject, but I mean, these are the type of beautiful items that you'll be seeing on the wall eventually in my studio, where I'd like to do all of this recording if Rini ever decides to stop filling it in with her junk. I buy her something, she throws a box in the corner like that, and here we are. This is going to be the quintillionth time I'm cleaning this thing out, but I swear as God is my witness, by the end of this summer, that gives me lots of time, right? By the end of this summer, this will be transformed into a beautiful studio space where maybe I'll start doing live streams. See, I don't like doing them in my office. Out here, it's way more private. It doesn't bother anybody. I can control the lighting a lot better. It would be an amazing green screen and background. But, you know, in the future, one day, if I can control my partner. But that leads us to my current project. I'm sure there are many things, many things in your home that you promised you'd get to, like cleaning up the garage or cleaning out the shed. Well, my friends, the time has come. You have all these days of isolation. Well, those are excellent days for cleaning. So, if you're really that bored and you have absolutely nothing that you can possibly do, because I've shown you lots of good things, but if you insist, there is always the dirty work, right? A refrigerator to clean, a garage to pick up, an attic to straighten out. Man, I just finished doing all of the windows on the outside. Yeah, owning a home, not exactly what it's all cracked up to be. Way more work than fun. I do value my privacy though, so it is worth it for that, but I have to say, I just spent a week washing windows and don't really feel like being Hazel much very often, but Rini wasn't feeling too good. She usually does it. I figured it's my turn this year, so Batman to the rescue, windows done. But I hope this has been helpful. I know not everything I've mentioned is fun. Probably nothing I've mentioned has been fun, actually, now that I think about it. Except writing in your journal. I find that extremely rewarding and fun. Other than that, paying your taxes, doing the census, cleaning your garage. Not very fun, but necessities that have to be done, and you do have some free time, so best to utilize it in a positive way. And you'll be so tired from that, you ain't want to go out and socialize anyway, right? But why don't you let me know what you've been up to during this isolation? I would love to know. Maybe it's something that I can do when I have some time off from work. Like I said, I work in the health industry, so we're actually inundated right now. And Rini is in service, so everybody needs her. But we'd like to know some things that you're up to and try them while we're almost in isolation. Y'all know how we do it. Comment, like, subscribe. Wait for that magic 5,000. Doesn't look like I'm gonna be able to go anywhere, but I'm definitely doing something spectacular. Love ya. Stay safe. Wash them hands. See y'all in the next one. How many more times we gonna have to clean up this corner, man? 1,000. This vacuum cleaner. Where the hell am I gonna put a vacuum cleaner?